Voices for Peace. Another major turning point occurred on January 19, 2009, when the Tripartite Commission of the BUC resolved to promote community dialogue as a new peace paradigm in collaboration with the Philippine government. This occurred when the Supreme Court ruled in 2008 that the Memorandum of Agreement on Ancestral Domain, open and close parentheses, MOA hyphen AD, with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, MILF, was illegal, prompting the Philippine government to halt peace talks and dissolve its negotiating panel. The BUC believed that because there are people who have been harmed and will continue to be affected by the conflicts supported by warring groups, the peace process is too important to be left alone at the negotiation table. Diverse groups have divergent opinions on how the conflict in Mindanao began and should be resolved. Many Muslims in central Mindanao and the Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao, ARMM, thought that the long-running Bangsamoro struggle for self-determination would have been resolved had the MOA-AD been approved. The same view is held by some Christians as well. The BUC developed four key questions in consulting with more than 5,000 participants through the Consult Mindanao project. Number one, what is your vision for peace in Mindanao? Number two, what recommendations do you have for the GRP MILF peace talks? Number three, what other actions must we take to achieve a more comprehensive peace? Number four, what are you willing to sacrifice for Mindanao's peace? Various Muslim, Christian, and Lumad populations from all throughout Mindanao took part in the conversation and provided the question's answers. Women's voices, those of young people, professionals, entrepreneurs, professors, traditional and religious leaders, voices of internally displaced people, those who advocate for children's rights, voices of armed groups, voices from the media, voices from artists. All these voices were represented. They all gave their thoughts on the topics that the BUC wanted them to distinguish while speaking in a variety of languages. Asking locals about their ideas and viewpoints was an amazing experience of genuine community discussion because it allows one to listen twice as much as they talk. It provided a chance for respectful listening, tolerance, and acceptance of both spoken and nonverbal cues of friendly interaction, and it created space for spontaneity so that a fruitful exchange could take place. The 10-month-long series of meetings resulted in the documentation of participants' preconceptions and aspirations, which were like inner voices that needed to be heard. As a result, a People's Platform for Peace evolved to actively participate to both continuing and present peace initiatives. The People's Platform for Peace in Mindanao has 6 distinct topic areas. Sincerity was the first. This is a request that people in charge of the peace process remove any potential sources of mistrust and suspicion, and make a real effort to address the issues that have led to conflicts in Mindanao. Security considers people's fears of all forms of violence, including state-sponsored wars, clan wars, private armies, and the widespread use of firearms. The effects of those wars on the lives of common people, the social costs of those impacts, and the fear of ongoing hunger, ecological disaster, and environmental exploitation. People's recognition of the numerous wrongs they have suffered because of historical injustice, discrimination based on socioeconomic position and gender orientation, misrepresentation, neglect, and cultural blind governance provides a platform for sensitivity. Solidarity refers to a group of people working together for the common good and expressing their desire and commitment to take part in peace-building initiatives. The zeal for a spiritual mission toward healing and forgiveness drives us as peacemakers to continue our efforts at communication and consultation. This aim is a forum for spirituality, the platform of sustainability, which was developed to support numerous initiatives aimed at bringing about peace in Mindanao, was also designed to consider institutional needs. Quote, consultation certainly implies transparency, open-mindedness, which can only happen with respect, trust, empowerment, freedom of expression, readiness to be criticized, and acceptance of divergent views. This principle was applied to its fullest extent by the Holy Prophet in his private and public life, and was fully acted upon by the early caliphs of Islam. Quote, selected Khutbah, 2008. The Bishops' Ulama Conference has devoted countless hours to providing any peace process based on the spiritual foundations of comprehension from both Christian and Muslim faith traditions. The BUC will keep building on the achievements of earlier intercultural and interreligious dialogues to promote increased familiarity, respect, and openness among religious leaders and community peace partners throughout Mindanao. The BUC Tripartite Commission will remain steadfast in its commitment to cooperating in the creation of a culture of peace that is based on a solid moral foundation and upholds the values of genuine democracy and respect for human dignity. So that ends it, the Voices for Peace.